Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme. Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sport.
Good afternoon, everybody. I apologize for the technical difficulty there, but good afternoon. Welcome to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, Season 11, Episode 21, overall 571, sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph, Ottawa. Check out their website, barrycullen.com, for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac vehicles as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210 and tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969. And please check out my latest interview with General Manager Paul Cullen from Barry Cullen Chevrolet I did the other day. And we're going to talk a little bit about his role as GM and some of their current events and some of their most popular cars, and maybe a little bit about their EVs as well on my YouTube channel as well. I hope everyone is doing well on this Friday, August 8th, 2025, and I'm looking forward to my guest today. This is her first ever appearance on Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. She's a native of Dallas, Houston. Hopefully she's not a Dallas Cowboys fan, maybe a Texans fan. And I'm really excited to have her on. Her name is Ratchet Tracy. She is a stand-up comedian out of the Houston. She's a native out of the Houston, Dallas, Texas area. And she's also an author and a recording artist as well. So we're going to bring on stand-up comedian Ratchet Tracy right now from Atlanta, Georgia, the home of the Peach State. Good afternoon.
Hey,
how are you?
Hey.
Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Tracy, for coming on our show today. How are you doing?
I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling marvelous. And I just need you to say for record, where are you located?
I am located in a country called Canada, being smart by, and just outside of Toronto. I'm just outside of Toronto. So, but I've been to the States many times, but I've never been to Georgia yet, or Texas. So hopefully one day. But this technology,
I'm gonna invite you down to a show.
Okay, deal. Comedians are some of my best guests and favorite people nowadays. We need more humor in the world these days.
Awesome. I agree.
And comedy's a lot cheaper than seeing a shrink.
Definitely. Definitely is that.
How are you doing? And you had a performance last night called Ratchet Tracy and Friends in Atlanta, Georgia. Tell us a little bit about this event last night.
Last night event was at Central Station here in College Park, Georgia, actually. And it was nice. This venue is super huge. It looks like a baby Mercedes-Benz stadium. Like it was that huge, humongous and whatnot. We had a lot of artists from the Atlanta area that showed up. Shout out to the artist from Houston that was there. She thought she was the only one from Houston. I was like, no, baby girl, we are here. And so, yeah, big ups to her and her following. Shout out to Showtime DJ from Miami. He was the manager and coordinator that put that show together and invited me on to, do my thing. I hosted just a tad bit and did a little crowd control.
Being a native of Texas and now you're in Georgia, what makes Georgia such a good state to do comedy?
Great question. Georgia and Atlanta, just specifically coming from Houston and Texas doing comedy, Atlanta is one of those places where a lot of the greats had made their footprint, right? So when you're doing comedy, you want to go to some of the places where those greats went, so that you can see if you can feel feel the shoes, or at least feel the humor in the audience or in that room. And so a lot of the major comedy clubs that were here in Atlanta, like Uptown Comedy Club, Cats Cafe, Marcello's, you have the Atlanta Comedy Theater. So I'm talking about like tons of different major comedy clubs where the greats like Kevin Hart and Corey Holcomb, and you know what I mean? So and Monique and Miss Pat. Like I could just keep going, but those people started on those stages. Now, don't get me wrong, we have that in Texas, but it's like the Improv, and then it's smaller venues, but we can't say too much. So in Houston, Dallas, like, oh yeah, when they come to town, these are the places where these comedians are going to be. And I'm speaking of the Grace.
How much has comedy grown, especially in your home state of Texas?
Comedy has grown a lot. So during COVID, I always tell people I'm a BC comedian. I'm sorry, I'm an AC comedian because I keep it cool. So it's BC comedians and it's AC comedians. I'm gonna break it down. BC comedians are before COVID. So if you were a comedian doing stand up before COVID, Ratchet Tracy said you are a BC comedian, meaning that during that COVID time, those comedians kind of got a jump. Like comedy went to another level during that time because everybody was at home and we were forced to find something to laugh at outside of how many people were dying around us. And I think that the universe opened up comedy as a portal, like you said earlier, to provide humor to people. So at that time is when it came to me that, I wanted to be an entertainer and leave teaching and education to be an entertainer for the multitude. And then that's where I come in as an AC comedian because I am a comedian after COVID. So for those comedians, y'all can keep that little jewel, but make sure y'all tag who said it first. Ratchet Tracy. Are you a BC comedian or an AC comedian? Shout out to the AC comedians because we are on a Phoenix uphill right now because comedy is doing major things in the industry at this time.
I I should have wrote this down, but I when I remembered, I'll get back to you. This is what happens when you turn 53. Your memory starts diminishing.
I think mine already faded, so it's okay.
What I was going to ask you about is okay. Now I remember. I guess have you done live streaming comedy yet? I know they did a lot of live streaming during the COVID, but have you done it yet? And
I
what are your
have
thoughts on
not
it?
I have not done live stream comedy outside of actually being in a venue and I've live streamed, but like by myself how I was during COVID, I have not done that. And I guess it takes a different type of talent because you have to be comfortable with no laughter. That's the thing about live streaming your set and just standing in front of the screen talking to it. You have to be comfortable without that feedback or, the oohs and eyes and things like that. So I have not, but that is definitely a challenge. Thank you, Chris. I'm going to add that to my bucket list.
Absolutely. And I have a viewer watching right now on Instagram, and her name is Courtney. And I want to say hi to Courtney. She's from Pittsburgh originally, I believe. She's in Virginia, and she's a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and she's a softball coach. She's been a guest of my show, so I want to say hi to Courtney and anyone who's watching this live stream right now. If you have any comments or questions for my guest Tracy or myself, please feel free to do so. And I have another question for you, Tracy. Can you tell my audience how you came about your name, Ratchet Tracy?
Very great question. You are on it with the questions today. I'm such a teacher when I want to be. Let's celebrate. No. Celebrate great questions. So Ratchet Tracy came to me, like I said, during the COVID time frame, and it was President Trump. Like when I saw Trump as going through like the whole presidency and the election and things like that, to me, he was ratchet, meaning the tool that goes in the opposite direction. A ratchet is the only tool that doesn't follow the lefty loosey, righty tighty mantra. You know what I mean? And so
Mhm.
I saw ratchet from a optical of oh, you working with something, like you can use that and turn the knowledge or turn generations and turn laws around. So and that's really where it came from. And so I tell it this joke right here. I said, when everybody asks, why did I leave education and come to comedy, and you don't even get paid for comedy? And I told him, I said it was because of Trump, because he sent me my first $600 stipend. I was like, I quit teaching. The president write my checks. I had Trump name on my check. I did not want no other educational system with my name on it. Chris, you there? Where Chris? Chris is having a little technical difficulties. I don't know if I'm
Back
still on or
on
not. Are you back,
in a
Chris?
minute. Tracy, I am back. I apologize.
It's
Yep.
okay.
Technology. It doesn't matter how good your technology is. Sometimes it happens. So I was just telling my audience, you were explaining to us how you came about your name, Ratchet Tracy, again.
Yes. Okay. So then Ratchet Tracy was because of the difference in how to turn things around. Like, and so later on down the line, I found out that the word ratchet has a Hebrew meaning, it has a Latin meaning. Ratchet is a tool that you use. People that fix cars or work with metals, they know about a ratchet. So, and then
Yes.
I feel like our culture, the Black culture, African American culture, took the word and demean the word to mean like trashy or slutty or something like that. But the sad part about it is that when you take a word and you want it to mean something else, first know the real meaning of the word. And so when I first started with Ratchet Tracy, it caught on. It was a jingle. My jingle is "Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl, Ratchet Tracy," and like everybody just started singing it. Like I would be out in public and be like, "That's Ratchet Tracy," like men, women, kids. Like so, it kind of like took a snowball turn on its own. But then once I got in the industry, I was like bombarded with, oh, you need to change your name. Ratchet means this, and this. And it was from an ignorant standpoint. So then I had to go back and do my research. And just like Trump, you got to change the thoughts and the mindset. Sometimes you have to change the mindset of people.
How important is branding and marketing as a comedian?
Branding and marketing is very important because outside of that, you don't have any money. You don't make any money without a brand in comedy. A lot of people do comedy and they focus on the microphone. They focus on meeting people, but to really understand the game of comedy and the career of comedy, you have to have a brand. You have to have a logo. You have to have something that's able to be monetized. If not, these clubs don't pay. They don't pay new talent. It's not one of those type of things. You have to fight for your coins.
By the way, my viewer that's watching on Instagram, her name's Courtney. She's from Danville, Virginia. She is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so I apologize. All of us at times make mistakes, so I just wanted to give a shout out to Courtney, who is from Danville, Virginia, watching this show and a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And Tracy, I just want to say I'm very thankful that you could come on here today as well. And I see you like the color pink, and that looks like an Atlanta Braves jersey you're wearing too.
Yes, this is an Atlanta Braves. I just felt like, Chris, if you was a sports guy, why not? You know what I mean? I had to make sure that I dressed accordingly. And I love baseball. I graduated with the baseball scholarship to Prairie View A&M University. I was a softball
Oh, I did
pitcher.
not know that. What position did you play?
Pitcher. I was a pitcher. You hear me?
Not know that. What pitcher? Wow, wow.
Pitcher and first
Did
base.
you? Yep, I can hear you loud and clear. What number did you wear? First base. What
15.
number did you wear?
15 is my lucky
Is
number.
there a story behind the story behind 15?
My birthday, I am a Scorpio, November 15th. So, like, since middle school, the first time we were able to pick numbers, I always stuck with my birthday number.
Tracy, since I'm out of the Toronto area, can you tell my audience a little bit about yourself and who were some of your early influences and mentor in your career?
First, I want to say shout out to the Toronto area. That's what you
Have you
said,
been?
Toronto?
Yeah. And it's a great city for comedy too, by
Is
the
that
way.
what Drake from?
Yes, he's from Toronto and Second
Okay.
City. A lot of comedians have been from Toronto. Same with musicians as well. So maybe one day you'll come to Toronto and perform here. It's really good for comedy.
I am coming to Toronto, Chris. We're gonna put that on the schedule. I'm gonna tell my people to get with your people so we can get that done. That sounds fun. But okay, so yes, native of Houston. I grew up in Houston, the Fifth Ward area of Houston. Graduated from high school. I was the youngest person in my generation or my class that had a kid. So I had my first kid at 14 years old. I had two by 16. I graduated with two kids, high honors from school. Went on to college. I graduated college with five kids. Got married. Had the whole house and home. Went from there to education. So I taught science, which is my favorite subject. And shout out to all my science students that are out there that are listening and are following me as I've transitioned from education to this. Um, but no, so that's what my background was. I have a master's degree in professional development and teacher mentoring. And I taught for 17 years, raised my family, bought houses and homes. And I feel like that was my beginning of my life, right? But I never really just had a childhood, if we want to go to the Michael Jackson thing and look at it like a person who has an opportunity now that all of my kids are grown. Brr, 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 brr. Like all of my youngest is 18 years old, graduated from high school. I graduated five kids. Like I felt like at this time in my life, I can focus on me and what I want to do. And that's what made me kind of also walk away from education and working for other people. I want to start a business, like I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to act, so that was the mission that I was on. Like I said, Ratchet Tracy came to me in a dream, and I woke up the next day doing skits. And then the skits went viral. And then the name went viral. And then I did a podcast. Like it was just, like I said, it was a big snowball effect. And I thank everyone who watched my journey up until this point. So technically, I got on stage in 2021. And this is 2025. So I like to say that this is my senior year of comedy. And I say senior year because 4 years is what they do in education. Come here, Whiskey. I have a mascot now. This is Tennessee Whiskey. Tennessee Whiskey, say hey. Say hey to the people. She is so, 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 so a show dog. You see, she keeps coming in here. She like, Mama, you're not gonna put me on TV. But
Dogs are
anyways,
number
yes.
one. Dogs are
So
number
yes,
one.
huh?
Dogs are number one, by the way.
Dogs are number
And that's
one.
what I'm
I promise. Yes. So this is what happens when you become an empty nester. Let me say that as well. So now that all of my kids are grown and off to school and doing their own family lives or whatever, I got a dog. Okay. I'm sorry. I like taking care of stuff.
my guest
um.
yesterday, she has 31 chickens. 31
Oh my
chickens.
God. She's a smart girl though.
So, yes, and she's a culinary chef and a stand-up
Sit down.
comedian
Sit down. Yes.
as well. So,
Oh,
is the
awesome.
storytelling aspect. Got to ask you this as well. How would you describe yourself as a teacher, and how much did that experience being a teacher help you in stand-up comedy?
Great question. I really think that teaching helps me a lot in stand-up comedy because when I look back on the type of teacher I was a comedian in my classroom with my students. Like I was the teacher that when my students showed up, I got on a crazy outfit. I got on a wig. I done did my hair a certain kind of way. Like they would never know what to expect when they came in the classroom. And they were like wow founded. I mean, I had kids in other people's classroom like, man, we want to be in her class. And I taught eighth grade. So, we had like they call them blocks. And so your block is like these kids just travel between four teachers, and then the other block of kids travel between four teachers as well. So it's like two or three science teachers. Baby, them kids would be like, can we please go? My teachers used to swap out. Girl, if they can't learn it in your classroom, let them come in my classroom and see if they can learn it. But my kids learned because I was just so goofy and fun. and lighthearted. Like I said, I did it for 17 years. I went straight from college to teaching. So I didn't even, I mean, if you say, like when I say I didn't have a childhood, I want to say that I kind of was young in the classroom. Like I was able to immerse myself with my students and become one of them. And I think that led me to help them learn and teach them. Now, when I came over to comedy, you got to think about it. Like I'm an adult who's been around kids for 17 years. I don't even know how to do adult stuff. Like adults are weird to me. Like adults are weird and fake. Like they're all kept together and oh, I don't want people to think this and think this, but then if you catch them at the right time behind the right doors with the right amount of drinks in them, they're wilding out like kids. You know what I mean? And so yeah, that was my first experience coming into comedy. Like my first week in comedy, I saw a fight between two guys that were comedians. And I'm like, y'all fighting? I thought comedy was fun and laughter. And so I realized as I kept doing comedy that my gift of immersing myself with my students, I now do with my audience. And so now I become the adult. I'm able to see adult behaviors, and now I can use those adult behaviors to tell my stories and make them funny. So it helped out a lot.
By the way, we have more viewers watching. I have Dana McBride, who's a teacher in North Carolina, who's been a guest of mine watching. And we've got some more comments here. Addison190 says, Ratchet Tracy from Houston, best female comedian in Houston, hands down. And then I got some more comments. Let's see. Mr. Joe Slick, way too funny. A huge fan of yours as well.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. And I was going to say, thank you to everyone that's watching this live stream and on audio as well. Got to ask you this too, Tracy. Since you said you started doing stand up 21, how much would you say you've evolved and improved as a stand up comedian in the last 4 years?
Great question. How did I? So I'm gonna say it. When I started doing comedy, I came into it with a sponge brain. So I wanted to soak up and learn and study everything. Shout out to Samore. I hit Samore up. She referred a book to me. Shout out to Big Kenny out of Atlanta, Georgia. The Big Kenny, the comedian, he gave me a lot of pointers. I was able to go to one of his classes and I studied like a student. So just like I went to school to study to be a teacher, I studied to be a comedian. And then I was immersed in like on the job training, doing it at the same time. And immediately I got to missing my money, Chris, because I was like, hold on, I got to be crazy to walk away from 75 grand a year to be getting paid $0. I don't know what is going on. Like this is not mathing and adding up for me. And every time I tried to go back into education, though, more snowballing of Ratchet Tracy and opportunities started to follow in. I was flown to New York during Fashion Week to host a fashion show, and that's year one of me being a comedian and a podcast host. The next time I was flown to Houston to fill in a spot for Jeff Shelley. Shout out to Jeff Shelley from Houston, who didn't come to this particular show, and they were looking for somebody, and they called me up and say, "Hey, we got this for you." That was the highest paying gig that I had got in year one. And so when I started to branch out, people were like, "Well, you walking around like you've been doing comedy for a long time." No, but I've gotten so much experience from the things that I was doing that wasn't even trying. I had to walk away from education because I was missing too many days, Chris. I mean, as an educator, you're on salary. So we have like 10 days to miss, right? And so at the beginning, the 10 days was cool. But then once I started having to fly out places and be at places a little longer and do promo and stuff like that, I'm tapping into my money now. So now when you miss days as an educator, they take that money away from you. And so yeah, I was losing money over there, and I was like trying to find some money over here. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a disservice to my students, or nor do I want to taint my degrees and my certifications. I left education as a high skying performer, very professional, grade A teacher. I can walk into any building and teach whatever subject. So I wanted to make sure that I kept that credit, retired, and I just started being on the road full time as a comedian. Like I say, follow the white rabbit is my other slogan. And the follow the white rabbit trend to me came from Alice in the Wonderland, because from that movie, I saw that the white rabbit showed up every time she got ready to give up. The white rabbit showed up every time she was ready to give up. And so that's what happened with comedy. Every time I was ready to give up comedy, the white rabbit will show up and like, oh no, we got a gig for you. Somebody will call me. Out of like nothing that I'm not calling people, begging, running behind nobody. It came to me like, this is what you should be doing.
How important is it for a comedian to do their homework? Every city, every state, the audience is different. So can you just explain to us how important it is to do your homework everywhere you perform comedy?
Very, very important when you want to relate and immerse yourself with the audience. I said that earlier about becoming one with your audience. A lot of comedians struggle because they are introverts and they're not really people type of people. So if you are standing there, yeah, they'll grow to love you, but at the same time, you're not making a real connection and growing that fan base, like we said earlier, and that branding. So it is very important to know your audience. You want to know the areas where your show is. I try to do like a 25-mile radius around it to find out the neighborhoods, the grocery stores, just to be able to let people know, hey, she really took the time out to get to know where she was, because I don't want to just entertain people. I want a fan base. I want people to appreciate me and pour into me like I'm going to pour into them. So that's the very important thing for a comedian. I feel like to understand. I feel like we feel lacking in that area for a lot of comedians, because um, it's not about chasing that mic. It's about chasing those people who gonna put that money in your pocket. Because at the end of the day, Chris, I need to be getting paid for this shit.
Tracy, for those people that are watching this show live stream or later on the audio platforms, and somebody out there is interested in becoming a stand up comedian, what advice would you give to them from your personal experience?
The advice I would give someone that's wanting to start, and I get people to ask me that all the time. One, I would say, do it. I'm gonna say first, just do it. Get like Nike and just do it. Okay. A lot of people say that I want to, I want to, I want to. But if you never go to an open mic and do it, then you're just gonna be stuck wanting to. The second advice that I would give someone that wants to get into comedy is writing. You want you want to learn how to write a joke. I think that's very important. A lot of people get up and do comedy.
I
They get
apologize
that.
there. You're back.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. No, they get up there and they just talk. You know what I mean? Some people are good talkers. Just because you're a good talker doesn't mean you're a comedian. A comedian knows how to write a joke. You know how to identify the premise. You know how to identify the punchline. You know how to do the build up. Like that's what to me signifies another level of a comedian. I don't want to just hear your story and you're not going anywhere with the story. There's no end to it. There's no transition. You're just up there just talking. And then I've learned recently that um, people don't like when comics only talk to the audience. You know what I mean? So if you're just, oh, look at this dude with his shoes on. Or, oh, man, what y'all got going on over there? Like, that's not comedy either. So really learn how to write a joke is my second advice. And then my third advice to someone that's wanting to get into comedy is seek out your local comedy rooms or create your own comedy room for sure.
What are your thoughts on open mic versus improv?
Hmm. Open mic versus improv. I would say it's okay. So open mic again. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way. Very good question. I like when you make me think, Chris. That's what I'm talking about. Um, so open mic is when you are trying to work out your material that I just spoke about earlier when you actually wrote a joke from build up to punchline. Improv is where you want to work out your reflexes and your responses. See, comedy is a dual activity. Okay. You got to be able to keep your jokes flowing, but at the same time, you got to be able to respond to people in the audience. You got to. You got to be able to say, somebody like be like, oh yeah, you get a heckler or whatever. Don't be the comic that get booed out because you got a heckler and you lose your audience because you don't know how to bounce back. So improving is good because it teaches you how to respond quick on your feet. You go to open mics when you want to work out material that you've written from build up to punchline.
Thoughts on ad-libbing as a comedian?
Ad-libbing as a comedian. I love ad-libbing. That's me. That's my category right there. I'm an ad-libber for real. Like, I actually write ad libs in my jokes because if you think about the songs, like the songs that we know growing up, or the songs that we know now that we listen to, everybody, there's always somebody that hears all the ad libs. Like they might not say none of the right words, but they hear all of the ad libs. And so I'm kind of like that when it comes to comedy. I look at them as transitions, and like I said, a lot of people struggle with transitions. So ad living is like a transition, if that would help someone that's a comic that's trying to work on how to transition from one joke to another. Get your ad libbing there. Hey y'all, hey, bring them back. And this, so have something what you say like that, that would remind them that okay, she's back to set, she's reset, and now I'm about to start up with the build up premise punchline.
Tracy, I wanted to ask you about this. Stage fright. Have you ever had stage fright, or have you seen other comedians where they can tell funny jokes, but as soon as they get on stage, they kind of shrink in the spotlight?
Yes, stage fright is real. Okay. I'm always, I'm gonna say 92% of the time I have stage fright. 92%. 92% of the time I have stage fright just because of the angle that I would take in one audience, I might not be able to take with another audience. So I fear not being able to pivot and transition for my audience, and that's what my biggest stage fright is. I'm not afraid to fail because that's nothing but a reset. Failure is a reset. Um, and I'm not afraid of the
Temporary
people.
setback.
Yes, that's right. Temporary setback. And I'm not afraid of the people either. So it's like, I don't think that would be the reason. But I have seen comedians get stage fright, very comfortable off stage, but that anxiety is real. Everybody has a level of anxiety. You just have to, like I say, you just have to stick to it though. Whatever you do, stick to it, dust yourself off, get back up there. If you bomb or you fail in one room, some people won't even go back to their room again. I disagree with that. I'm going back. No, I'm going to redeem myself.
Tracy, do you have any rituals or superstitions before a live comedy performance? And how long does it take for you to gauge an audience's mood?
So, good question. My ritual will be gauging the mood of the audience because remember, I said that I'm in this for a fan base and I'm in this for people to gravitate to me, be a part of my community. And so, one thing that I do is I sit with the audience. I've been told as a comedian from other comedians, like, OG comedians that said, you know, go to the green room, separate yourself with the woo. But that's how I gauge the mood of my audience. I want to see what's going on. I want to peep how many couples in there. I want to see how many men are in the room. I want to see how many women in the room. I want to see if the women are all stuck up. I want to see if they are like, yeah, we came in a party. Like, so I scan the room and look for all of that. So if you want to say how long it takes, just think of a gym teacher with a room full of kids. You got to know how to you got to know how to diffuse at any moment.
I've had a number of comedians on my show from the US, Canada, the UK. I wanted to get your perspective as a stand-up comedian. What's more difficult, performing in front of a packed big audience or a really small, tiny audience as a comedian?
Good question. That is a good question. I get that question all the time. Which audience size it is more difficult to perform in front of? And I'll tell anybody any day, it's a smaller crowd. A smaller crowd. People underestimate smaller crowds as a comedian, and then they'll try to throw it off like, oh, it ain't that many people in here anyway. Oh, y'all just did. Or like, you can't do that because that's not your position. Your position is to be able to make one or two people laugh. If you can make one or two people laugh in a room full of 5, okay, then you are doing something. Here's the issue when it becomes a larger room. If you make one or two people laugh in a larger room, somebody gonna laugh just because somebody else laughed. Somebody might have had a funny laugh. And you think that the other people in the back laughing because you said that joke. No, they laughing at how that person was laughing. So the bigger the room is, it's easier because all you got to do is make 1 or 2, 3 people laugh, and then you're going to fill your room up with more laughter. You know what I mean? If you know what you're doing. But when you get in those smaller rooms, can you make 5 people laugh? That's the question.
Hey Tracy, I know we're down to about 15 minutes left. Is it okay if I play one of your videos from your YouTube channel?
Sure.
And I believe your YouTube channel is called what? R&B Comedy Channel?
Yes, R&B Comedy Channel. The R&B Comedy Channel on YouTube is for Ratchet and Bougie.
Make sure you subscribe and follow and share like I have. I just wanted to play like a 2-minute clip here as we're wrapping up the show. And please let me know if you can hear the audio. If you can't, we'll fire the audio guy, which is me.
Oh my God, hi y'all, how y'all doing? He definitely didn't say my name right. He was scared to say Ratchet. We're gonna practice as an audience. When I say Ratchet, you say Ratchet. Ratchet! Tracy, that's my name, y'all. How y'all doing? There you Ratchet Tracy in the building. It's like Dick Tracy.
I saw something last.
You guys said Dick Tracy favorably. Y'all said that proud when y'all was saying Dick Tracy. But no one wants. Ratchet. If you think about it. Or Dick Tracy. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Clap it up for the teachers. Anybody teachers? Teachers in the building? All right. It's summertime, teachers. I am a teacher. Believe it or not. I know looking at this outfit, you're kind of confused. So are we teachers. It is the only profession where you can't have an afterlife. You know, we like when I wore this, I was given hope, but professionally. I still can teach in this outfit right here, okay? Bitch, I'm gonna make Ratchet great again. Fucking see this shit. Y'all see what I'm doing for the community. It's gonna be nigga, okay, bitch? You know what I'm saying, friend? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't like y'all saying nigga, but you say nigga. Yeah. So we gonna do the same thing with Ratchet, bitch. My name is Ratchet Tracy. I lay my skin high on the line.
I think it froze up there, so I do apologize. Okay.
You feel me? I even talked to a deaf dude. He was deaf friend, but he looked like Denzel Washington. He was cute, but he was deaf. I figured it was a way for me to learn sign language for free, bitch. Bitch, I'm learning sign language for free. You feel me? It got time for intimacy with my deaf dude, y'all. I'm finna get ready to put this Ratchet Tracy on the dance, you understand? Because there ain't nothing wrong with his dick, bitch. You just can't talk. You feel me? So, bitch, we in the dog, bitch. I'm putting it on him. All of a sudden, my devil dude say, that nigga said, bitch, I heard him, but I kept putting it on him. You feel me?
That clip was courtesy of your YouTube channel, comedy channel, and I do apologize if I had more time today. I would have played more of it, but I wanted to air a few minutes of your comedy show and just thoughts on that little snippet. And also, what's 3 words to describe yourself?
3 words that describes Ratchet Tracy is outgoing, different, and inspiring.
What have been some of your most memorable? Yeah. What have been some of your most memorable clubs that you have performed at so far? What makes a good comedy club too?
Nice question. One of my favorite comedy clubs, of course, was the Improv, Uptown Comedy, Uptown Comedy Con, Atlanta Comedy Theater, Swagger down in Houston. I love Swagger. My boy Ray, etc. At Soulful Sundays, doing amazing jobs out there in Houston, in Dallas at the Dallas Comedy Club, at the Real, Wicks Comedy Room, and then like I said, here in Atlanta, shout out to Frozen Smoke. These places where they allow comedy to flourish, and I think the thing that makes a good comedy club, one, is that you have a stage, lighting, good sound, and the chairs are facing towards the stage.
Tracy, how important is it for a comedian to have the right outfit, obviously being comfortable, and also footwear too, being on stage?
So that's a good question too, because again, when I came out in comedy, I was coming from education. I was already dressing up. So I had a lot of cute clothes that I took my outfits that I was wearing to work and I just slutted them up a little bit. Just slutted them up a little bit, because I believe sex appeal is everything. Don't let them people fool you. Even men can be sexy. I don't know why we have to struggle with what to wear when we're on stage. But as long as you have a little sex appeal in it, a little professionalism in it, a little ratchet bougie combination going, because you want to be something that people want to look at. Like if you up there looking, I've seen some rough looking comics, and you look like you stink from here, and I'm in the back of the room. Like, did you even wash that hoodie that you have on right now? I don't understand what's going on. So, I recommend dressing up before you go on stage, even to open mics.
Courtney, who's still watching our show on Instagram, we're just wrapping this up in 5 minutes. Tracy. Courtney is watching and she say Tracy is nice. Keep up the great work. And Courtney is been a guest of mine on my show, and she's a friend of mine. So I want to say thank you to Courtney for her comment and for watching
Thank
as
you,
well.
Courtney.
Got to ask you this as well. I don't know how some of the female comedians wear high heel shoes on stage.
Oh man, no. Heels are good for female comedians. I was told very early in my career as a female comedian, make sure you wear heels on stage. You want to be a female that wears heels on stage because again, it gives your legs a definition. It looks more presentable. You look more attractive. Okay. Your legs, presentable, attractive. And those are the things that's going to draw people to pay attention to you.
Tracy, as we wrap up this show, what are some facts about Ratchet Tracy that your fan base might not know about you?
Some facts about me that my fans may not know. One thing about my fans, if you are a true Ratchet Tracy fan, you know almost everything about me because I am very transparent with my community, my community of Ratchet followers and White Rabbit followers, shall I say. But no, fun facts about me. I have 5 kids, like I said. All of my kids are adults, graduated from high school, went on to college and individual careers. Um, I was married for 18 years with their father. We met in high school. So he was my high school sweetheart. Um, After that, I lived in Houston. Then I moved to Dallas. So we were in Dallas, and I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. Chris and is a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm Dallas Cowboy 1, Texans 2, Pittsburgh Steelers 3. Let's go.
What about the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champions?
Uh uh.
I'm an Eagles fan. So,
Oh, okay.
so we're going to be enemies in football this year.
Oh, yes, we are. I got my colors together. But no, so yeah, so that's a fact. Fun fact about me, I have three football teams. I love basketball. I told everybody I played softball. Um and I am in a movie. I have a movie that's coming out today, my first movie that I'm going to be in. I have some great things that's coming out in the fall. Where I will be on BET Plus. I will be on Peacock as well as Stars. So you guys stay tuned for Ratchet Tracy. More to come. This is not over yet until my check looks as best as my teacher check. I need to make double that. Okay. Okay.
Deal. Finally, this is a new segment on Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. It's called Ask the Host CDP a Question segment. Do you have a question to put me on the hot seat before we wrap this up?
I do. Chris, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I want to know, Chris, do you have a girlfriend or a side chick? Or both?
Single. I'm single, but I'm currently married to my 3 talk shows and my media company, CDP Media Productions. But I do have a lot of wonderful friends.
Friends with benefits, Chris.
I plead the fifth.
It's your girl, Ratchet Tracy.
I'm making people laugh. You put me on the spot there, but that's what I love doing in this show is the storytelling aspect, connecting with my guests, and I really love doing this. And it's the guests that make a talk show. So I've been very fortunate to have 550 plus guests in the last 5.5 years. And I started this career in March of 2020 during the pandemic. So just maybe a little around the time that you became a comedian
You
as well.
AC. That's AC. Friend, you an AC. I see you, Chris. Okay.
Okay. You can call me AC now. And I think we got one more comment before we wrap this up. Shiran Blake wants to say funny. He's watching on YouTube.
All right.
All right. And as we wrap, and I do feel bad, but I got to walk some dogs at a local humane society this afternoon. But I definitely would like to have you come back on for part 2. And we'll talk a little more about your career as a producer and as an author and some more of your projects and comedy shows as well.
Thank you.
Tracy, where can our audience follow you on social media, your website, and the best way of contacting you, and just maybe your next upcoming comedy show quickly?
Okay, so Ratchet Tracy is everywhere. You guys can ask ChatGPT, you can Google it, you can ask Siri. It is spelled RATCHET TRACY. So you can see why she is ratchet. I can be found on all platforms as well. Make sure you tap into Ratchet and Bougie Comedy TV on YouTube. And again, I have a movie premiere for the Block Crew that will be on multiple platforms, dropping today. So you'll be able to see me in my acting mode. And then comedy shows, you guys can find them on Instagram or on Facebook Market. You will be able to see, or Eventbrite. So if you go to Eventbrite, type in Ratchet Tracy, it'll show you whatever city I'm in and whatever shows that are coming up at that time.
Any quick plans for a podcast show again in the future?
I am. I've been having some talks with some people about trying to pull me back into the podcast. So we are working with it. We're talking about it.
Tracy, again, I want to say thank you so much for coming on today. And I do apologize for the short time, but we'll definitely have you back on again. Continued success in your comedy career. And it was a pleasure having you on here today. And give me a little bit of time this afternoon, and I will send you the video, the audio, and some reels and clips as well. And I will tag you in all on social media.
All right, shout out to Canada. I'm supposed to get my views up in Canada now, so I need to see y'all in Canada. I will be to Toronto. Tell Drake I'm looking for him. I'll pull up on him.
Deal. Tracy, thank you so much for coming on live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet here in Guelph. Have a great day, and we'll be in touch with you on social media soon.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Tracy.
Bye.
All right, guys, all right, everybody. That concludes season 11, episode 21, overall 571 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. Again, sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. As we wrap up this show, guys, I have another commitment to go to at 2 o'clock. The next Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, sponsored by BarryCullen.com, is going to be on Sunday, August 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 on the West Coast, with my special guest, Paula Jane Newman, stand-up comedian, author of her new book, which she's going to promote, and she's also a meditation teacher. So Sunday, August 10th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time with Paula Jane Newman. And also, I will be in Toronto Saturday for the Argos Ottawa game as a fan, but I will do social media coverage. And also, please check out the Oblivion Car Show this Sunday, August 10th, from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock at 8560 Tremaine Road in Milton, Ontario. It's an 80s and 90s car and culture show, and the cast of some of the cast members from Degrassi Junior High, the characters Snake, Caitlin, and Joey will be there as well. So the 80s and 90s car and culture show, Oblivion, this Sunday, 3 p.m. to about 8:45 p.m. I will be there as media as well. And you can get your tickets through the website oblivioncarshow.ca. That is about it for today, guys. I have a commitment to do at the Cambridge District Humane Society. If you're looking to adopt a pet, go to their website, cambridgehumanesociety.org. I hope everybody has a great day, great weekend. Enjoy the NFL preseason games. Detroit, Atlanta tonight, Cleveland and Carolina, and Washington and New England as well. We'll see you back here Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, for Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet with my special guest, Paula Jane Newman, and we're going to talk about her latest book as well. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks for watching and listening to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show.